Hamas launched an unprecedented attack on Israel, Israel continues to hit back hard. From striking Hamas's bases to the eliminating of its top commander, Mirad Abu Birad, Israel is going all out in its fight against terror. Here's all that has happened so far. Take a look at this detailed report.
There is no let-up in fight against terror. Israel continues to pound Hamas infrastructure.
This is the fire where the Hamas is firing multiple rockets at this point of time, but it has been intercepted by Israel, is what we know. So yes, it's a fresh attack, a fresh rocket that has been fired from the Hamas side. As far as the information of the IDF is concerned, well, we have been reporting from the operational base of IDF, where we can see there are artilleries, there are tanks, small tanks, which has been present here. But yes, it's an IDF forces which has also eliminated a terrorist squad that tried to infiltrate into Israeli territory from Lebanon.
The war against terror is on two fronts now, with Israel striking Hezbollah terrorists trying to enter from Lebanon border.
हवा से जो है हमास के आतंकी ठिकानों को निशाना बनाया जा रहा है। कोशिश लगातार हिजबुल्लाह की तरफ से भी की जा रही है कि दक्षिण जो उत्तर का इलाका है वहां से बड़े आतंकियों को घुसपैठ करवाई जाए। एक ऐसा सेल जो कि फिलिस्तीन के आतंकियों को घुसपैठ करवाने की कोशिश कर रहा था उत्तर से, यानी कि लेबनान की साइड से, उसे जो है ध्वस्त किया गया है। उन आतंकियों को मार गिराया गया है आईडीएफ की तरफ से। लेकिन लगातार कोशिश अब हिजबुल्लाह की तरफ से की जा रही है कि टू फ्रंट वॉर में धकेला जाए इजराइल को। इजराइल का कहना है कि वो पूरी तरह से तैयार है। अगर हिजबुल्लाह की तरफ से भी कोई कोशिश की जाती है, किसी तरह की ऐसी हरकत की जाती है जो इजराइल के लोगों के लिए खतरनाक है, इजराइल की एकता और अखंडता के लिए खतरनाक है।
Israel military dropped pamphlets and asked civilians in Gaza to evacuate in order to avoid collateral damage. With massive destruction in Gaza, at least 1 million civilians are heading towards the south.
We do this, we advertised our intentions in advance, not because it has any military logic, it doesn't, because we want civilians not to be affected by the war. We didn't put those civilians there. They are not our enemy. We are not trying to kill or injure any civilians. We are fighting against Hamas. That needs to be abundantly clear.
But the international humanitarian lobby wants a pause in operations.
You know, we can't lose sight of the fact that the overwhelming majority of Palestinians had nothing to do with Hamas and Hamas's appalling attacks, and they're suffering as a result as well.
That asking 1 million people moving to the south in 24 hours is just impossible. You cannot move such a volume of people in a short period of time, especially if there is no shelters, neither transportation means. And from this point of view, we consider that this warning is good to know, but they have to give more time in order to make it possible and not to create a dire humanitarian situation.
Why should fight against terrorism be viewed with humanitarian lens? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
The ever-raging Israel versus Hamas war has left behind a trail of destruction in Gaza City. Buildings have been reduced to rubble, hospitals have been overflowing with patients and casualties. And with reports of a mega counter-offensive from Israel next, the situation is only likely to worsen. Here's the full report.
Eight days after Hamas launched an unprecedented attack on Israel. Israel is striking back hard.
Gaza City is where the focus and the hub of Hamas activities are. That is where most of the commanders are. Most of their infrastructure and their ability to continue to operate against the IDF is focused in Gaza City, also the largest center of population. Yesterday, we issued a demand for Palestinian civilians in Gaza, in the northern part of the Gaza Strip, Gaza City and its surroundings, to move north, to move south, and evacuate themselves to this place here, the Gaza River, in order to be safer and in order to not be in an area where we are going to enhance our military operations. We use the words significant military operations.
The 24-hour ultimatum to Gaza civilians has now come to an end. From dropping pamphlets to ordering civilians in Gaza to evacuate. Launching airstrikes, Israel is going all out in its fight against terror. But it is the civilians having to bear the brunt of this ever-raging war.
ايش في حق مره رحيل؟
ترحيل
ليه ايش صار؟ احكي لي.
ولا شيء من شيء نزلت من السماء. بس ارحلوا من المنطقه طلعوا من منطقه الجندي بس اللي صرنا اخذنا حالنا وطلعنا. اكثر ما عملناش شيء.
والرحيل؟
رحينا انتصارات والدير بعد الوقت قالوا لنا.
طيب ايش كيف سبت غزه؟ ايش وضع غزه الان؟
ولا شيء بالنسبه لمنطقتك امنه وقالوا لنا انتم امنه مش امنه اطلعوا من المنطقه. طلعونا من المنطقه بس.
The destruction in Gaza has been widespread. Presidential buildings have been reduced to a rubble. Hospitals inundated.
انصحوا الناس تروحوا بيوتها يا عمي، قصفوا الناس اللي شاردة بشاحنات شاردين.
قصفوا الشاحنات؟
قصفوا الشاحنات مسعفات كل الناس. قصفوا الناس الشاردة يا الله، قالوا الناس اشرطوا قصفوا الناس الشاردة. يمكن حيجيلكم لقيت 150 ل 200 شهيد.
With a big counter-offensive from Israel expected,
but armed force has the invasion about the other materials as well. And there are some of the 200 people that has also been hostages has been taken back is what we've been told, but still we'll wait for an official statement. But yes, this war is definitely going to escalate because it's Israel who is going to move forward and going to make their attack. It is a ground invasion. I'll just again show you the visuals of the operational base of IDF where they are completely ready, and this is an operational base with more than 150 artillery tanks, small tanks, which is being present here, and also an explosion. While we are speaking, we can also hear the explosion because it's an attack from the Israel side now towards the Gaza city.
countries are rushing aid to Gaza in the wake of the unfolding crisis. A shipment from Egypt has already arrived. And concerns over the safety and lives of civilians are only mounting by the day. Agency Report, Republic TV.